Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, I know we've just done the feeler swatch of pencils, but I'm trying to catch up with all the colour alongs that I was going to do before I went off sick. You'll have to excuse the state of my hands. We had a brief reprieve in the rain, and so I've been out in the garden and I've covered up all the scratches and marks that I've made on myself in the process, so you don't have to see them. So it's been a while since we did a colour along, or a colour with me, in Johanna Basford's Rooms of Wonder. And there's a page in here that I kept looking at, and I'd started to do, planning to do with you before, like I said, before I was ill. Let me just show you. So I had started it, and my intention was to do this page, finish it, and then do this page with you. However, that didn't happen. But I've got all my beloved Artex pencils all lined up in the pencil case with the colours to carry on and do it. So what I thought was actually, as a really good get me back into my videos and colouring with you, is that I could show you how I did the flowers and leaves. We could complete this page, and if I don't do this one right now, it doesn't matter, but you'd be able to finish both of them. I just think it's such a waste. I was really, really pleased with how the flowers came out. I haven't planned anything else, but hey ho. So I hope you don't mind. So the background is just Posca, just a black Posca pen. I just blacked it out. I thought it would really make the flowers pop, and I think it's done that. And then the rest of it we are going to do in the Artex pencils. So this one, as you can see, I've sort of started and I didn't get any further. So I will put the colours on the screen as I go along, but I'll tell you also as we're using them. Let me get you in so you can see. So the first thing I did was took, can't see, pastel blue, and I've just put a really light layer down of pastel blue all over the flower, and that's it. So just a light layer of pastel blue. And then we're going to work with our darks first, which is unusual for me, but we are. We're going to go in with indigo blue, and what I did was kind of just put some random stripes in, followed the flower shape, and we'll go back in and deepen that up even more. Just sort of follow the petal shape, obviously, and then put some dark stripes in, dark strips. It takes quite a while. It doesn't look like it would, but yeah, and I'm not sure. I will write them down for me to come back to, but I'm not sure I would manage without going stir crazy to get the other page done. It's something I'm going to have to keep coming back and working on. So the next colour I've got is French Ultramarine, and we're going to backtrack and just bring those stripes up a bit further. Don't fill the petal because we've got 4 more colours to get in. You don't want to fill it up. You just want to get these colours in. And I know they look very similar, but it's all what adds to the effect of the depth of the petals. So now we're going in with Delft Blue. This is our really lovely, beautiful, bright blue. So really, I'm just following those initial lines that we put down and filling in the petal. And then as you get to the top, we're going to do less and less because I want to put some, this is Cornflower Blue. I want to leave some white in there. And we're going to go back and deepen things up. Okay, so we have got our pastel blue in there, but we'll just stick that in. That kind of helps to smush and blend things together. Not forgetting our little ends there. And then we're going to go in with our white. So where we've got our palest bits, we're going to drag that white in. And I'm really impressed with the Artex white and black. They work really well. So all that will do was lift that and blend it together. There. Simple, really. It just takes a lot of time. And then we're going to take the black and round where it's behind this flower, so our darkest points of the petal, we're just going to put some little lines, just gentle, of black in there. Just sort of enhance the colour and the shadow. There. And then I might need to go back in with my indigo blue and then just pull that in together. There. And when you come out and have a look, I think you'll agree that the flower as a whole, when we get to that point, it just looks so effective. So should we do another one together? And then we can move on to the leaf. Okay, so we've done our pastel blue, which we did all over. So we're going to go back to our indigo again. Indigo blue. And yeah, I know I'm covering those up. I can always add them in later if I want to, but I'm not first. So this is where we put the lines in where we want the sort of colour to come out. So I'm just sort of bringing it up higher for the wider parts of the petal and then lessening off. So we've got space to put all those beautiful colours in. French ultramarine, and you'll see the colours do change because this is a more of a bluey purple, and it just helps to add some depth and pattern to the leaf. So I'm feeling much better. We are on school holidays. I've had my eldest son and my grandson round at the weekend. Like I said, we had a bit of a reprieve in the rain. Me and my grandson have been building Lego and I've been doing the garden. So mental health wise, much better than I was. So now I'm looking at my, sorry, that was the same one. They'll be on the screen anyway. And then I'm just going back in with pastel blue. Knock that colour back a bit in certain areas. And then I'm going to take the white. What was I saying? I can't remember. But the grandson, yeah, so mental health wise, feeling a lot better. Okay, bit of white. Then we'll take our black. So yeah, so they're staying sort of every weekend with us because my son obviously is raising my grandson on his own, and my grandson's autistic. So they've been staying a lot with us. We will do one more. So I've got that pastel blue. Then we're going with our indigo blue. I had moved my office round to the bigger bedroom, the bigger spare bedroom when my younger son moved out. And so when my older son and my grandson are here, we didn't have a bed. So they've been sleeping on an air mat in the little bedroom, which is just craziness when I've got this great big room. So guess what? I'm going to have to swap back. So my younger son's just brought a new bed, and he said, well, do you want ours, Mum? Because theirs is like, it's really new, but they wanted it's just a double and they wanted a king size bed. So, yeah, so guess what I'm going to be doing? Swapping back. Oh, it's all good fun, folks. Back into the small room. But on the upside of that, there'll be no more traffic noise because it drove me demented. I know if you've been watching, you'll know. And I had to buy a editing suite, which was quite pricey, so that I could, well, put the words on the screen for you, but also to take out the noise of the traffic here. So, I mean, I'll still have to do that because we have the crazy nutbags that as soon as it's dry, they're out there with their petrol garden tools, driving me insane. But it won't be as bad. There we go. Put that white in. Just need a little bit more blend there. And the Artex works so nice on this paper. And then we'll go in with our black. So I want to divide that petal, because that's behind, this petal is behind that one. So I'm just putting a bit of dark in there. We'll come round that one. I just think it looks so cool, doesn't it? I'm really pleased with it. So let me come out and show you. So literally each petal, I'm going to do each petal. And as you can imagine, that's going to take some time. Because I've got two full flowers to do. And then these like 3 little bitty bits on this page. And then what I'll do is I'll go off and do those because it will motivate me to get it done. And then we'll come back and do the leaves components, and I will hopefully have worked out what colours I'm going to do all these little flowers. All right, my lovely friends, I'll see you in a sec. Okay, folks, I have finally finished the big blue flowers. Now we have to do the centres of them, which is fairly straightforward. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 colours, I think. We'll see. That includes black. And then we're going to do a leaf. So if I bring you in to, let's do the centre of this big one here. So I'm going to leave my black out for a minute, and I'm going to pick my darkest colour here, which is dark umber. And I'm going to carefully go round those, you know, our little inside petals to make sure that I don't go over those. I want that nice white edge, and it will stand out once we've put this on it. Okay, now I can go in. And just to pep it up a little bit, to change that tone, I'm going to put another colour, like a reddy colour over it. Okay, so put that to one side just for a second. Then I'm going to take Tuscan red, and I'm going to mix that brown with a bit of Tuscan red. Let that lightly come out. So I don't want the centre of my flower to be red. But it just changes that hue a bit. And we'll go back now to our dark umber and then just deepen that up. Okay, then we're going to go in with, let me just make sure I've got the right one. Yeah, we're going to go, I don't know, hang on, I need a test page. I've got my swatch in front of me, I'm just being lazy. Right, we're going in with iron oxide brown. So we're going to go over that red with the iron oxide brown. And I'm just going to try and keep this top bit for our palest colour. Here, let that fade out a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to put the light umber just in this top section. So we keep some of Johanna's draw in there, and it gives it a bit of texture. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is take black, and I'm going to go around the bottom here with our black and really pull out that design on those petals. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the dark umber and just bring that up a bit more. Go back over that black. Just playing really. Then we wanted, now I can't remember which one it was. It was iron oxide. I'm going back over that red. I'm just helping that blend a bit more. Bring that up there. Back in with a little bit more black, because I just want to put it around here. There. So a lot of faffing about, but we did get there in the end. Okay. So if I pull you down, so that's how all the centres of the flowers are going to be. If I pull you down to this leaf, we're going to try and replicate that if I can remember. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colours again, but we're just, you know my colouring, it's just a stage at a time, makes it easy. All right, so we are taking pastel green and we're going to go over the whole thing. So I'm just lightly covering it in the pastel green. Don't go too heavy-handed because you want to get those other colours in. Okay, then we'll start from darkest to lightest, I think. So I'm going to go in the centre and I'm going to use a dark teal and I'm going to run up that centre. Okay, and then we'll start to bring that out a little bit. So I'm going to come up on each of these leaves like this at the edge and then just at the bottom of that, if that makes sense to you. Like that, so we just sort of get an angle coming out and fade it off. We do the same on all of them. Which I'll do it all with you. So this is our dark teal. And we're just going to get less and less with the dark as we come up here. Okay, then we're going to switch to our next colour, which is chromium oxide green. We're going to, as usual, backtrack over that colour that we put down a minute ago. Follow that same shape that we've laid out. We've still got 2 more colours to go in there, so we don't overwhelm it too much. But this chromium oxide green over the top of that teal just makes it really dark green. And then they blend better. We're just going to pull that in. So I chose this page because it's beautiful, obviously, but it's going to be tedious, isn't it? And it's one that I think that people are going to neglect because of the samey same thing. But I do find that actually, once you've got your colours sorted out on a page, and you don't have to keep rethinking about what the next element's going to look like, it can be really relaxing, can't it? And that's just what I think I need at the moment, a little bit of relaxing colouring. Okay, so the next colour is it pea green? Let me just check. Yeah, pea green. So we're going in with a little bit of pea green. Just a little bit. Backtrack again. And don't forget to leave some space on the edge. So this just be like a helpful transition with our pea green. And then, rather unusually, we're going to go in with ginger root. But it works so well. It's got a greeny tinge to it, so it works really well. And it just gives us those light edges of the leaf. And I haven't left an awful lot for the pastel green, but that's okay. See how well that works? Doesn't it look good? And then we're going to take our pastel green that we started with. We'll just blend those in. Okay, let's do the other side and then we'll fiddle and faff. I just need a little bit more pale there. There we go. All right. So back to our dark teal, and we'll do the same as we did up this side. I'm not gonna. I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't know. So we'll just do exactly the same. The dark teal, bring up that shape. So we get that really nice intense green in the centre. Can you see? And then we'll come up the edge. Get less and less as we get to the smaller spaces. So more of that pale at the top. Okay, then in with our chromium oxide green, which is our tone changer. Let's come up there, let it fade out a little bit. See that green changing? Isn't that cool? It goes really dark, beautiful green. Okay, coming up. Want less of the dark, so I'm not going to put so much in. Just change that tone. Okay, then our pea green. And I'm going to do the same for all these leaves, but we've got a thin one here. So we'll have to sort of rethink how we use the colours on that one. We'll change it up a bit. So this is our ginger root. Yeah, ginger root. Just suddenly had a fit. I thought, oh no, I picked the wrong pencil up. Okay, we'll go over that. And then we'll just take our pastel green and blend that through. Okay. Blend that in a bit better there. And then, just because, if we want to make it even darker, you can just run a tiny bit of black at that centre. There we go. And then we go back to our dark teal and go over that black. All right, one leaf down, 9 million to go. No, there isn't that many on this page. Okay, so then we've got these slender ones, which I haven't even thought about really, but we're going to use the same colours. So I'm going in with pastel green. I'm going to try and keep it to a simple selection of colours, this page. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my ginger root so I can make sure that I get that in. And I want that to come up the top like that. Okay, then let's go in with the pea green from the centre out. Bring that out. There we go. We're going to go back with our ginger root and blend that through. Alright, then a chrome oxide green. Let's see if we need to deepen it up. I might want to, we'll see. Or it might just be nice to leave that teal out of this one so it's kind of lighter. Same colour, tones, but just a little bit lighter. So let's leave teal out. We'll go back to our pea green. Yeah, I really quite like that. And then our ginger root. Oh, in case you're wondering, oh, you can't see it anyway, but I've got a piece of thick acetate behind my page. It's just because I've done quite a few pages in here. And when you press down colouring, it can make your, the imprint on other pages. So the thick acetate just stops that sort of pressure. Okay, and then pastel green, just on that edge. And any bits where I've gone over, I will just retouch up with a Posca pen when I've finished. I really like that. I think I think that looks really cool. And I think I'll be able to leave it like that. Should we do another one of those ones? Should we do this skinny one? This little skinny one here. Why not? Then that plant will be finished. Okay, and ginger root we used, didn't we? So we'll go from the centre out. See, it's got that sort of greeny hue to it. Works really well as a sort of transition colour. So then our pea green. Yeah, and a little bit of the chrome oxide green. So we get that nice bit of a darker centre. Back in with the pea green over that chrome oxide. And our ginger root. And then our pale green again, or our pastel green, sorry. Such a pretty colour, the pastel green. Okay, let me give that a brush off. There. Oh my goodness, I really like that. So we've used the same colours, but they do look, at least they look a little bit different. Then what I'll do is just take one of my black Poscas and just touch up that edge again. And when that dries, it'll be the same colour as the rest. Right, so our next task is to complete all the centres of the flowers and all the leaves on this page, which actually is not that bad, is it? I don't think it'll take that long. All right, folks, we'll see. I'll see you in a little while. Okay, everyone, so I'm back, and as you'll see that I've done all the leaves. It took quite a while. Not as long as the flowers, but... So I practiced this little fella down here, and what I thought the plan would be is that I could do all of these in this very soft pink purple, and then our butterfly, we can incorporate the dark, deep, rich purple and blues, and I just think it will work. Anyway, that's my plan right now. I may well change my mind. So let's have a look at these little flowers. So I know the colours will be on the screen, but I'm just going to go through them anyway. So I've got orchid purple, lavender, and wisteria. So all I'm going to do is at the bottom of this flower is put the darkest colour, which is our orchid purple. Then let it fade off softly a little bit. And then bring in our lavender. Backtrack over that a little bit, which is a lovely soft colour. And then our wisteria. There we go, let's do another one together. So at the base, the, I can't remember, orchid purple. Beautiful colour. Soften that out. Then our lavender. Okay, and then our wisteria. So it just gives that impression of just soft subtleness. I really like it. So one more. So the, orchid purple. I might get it right one of these days. It's because I now don't have the ticket in front of me to have a look at and cheat. Lavender. We'll bring that up a little higher this time. And then just over this, we'll put the wisteria in. So that little fold of petal over is delicate and then we can just go over them, make sure that we've got enough of that deep colour there. There we go. I think it's going to look really pretty. Okay, then in the centre, I went in with a goldenrod. So goldenrod down at the bottom. Let that fade out. And then I went in with cadmium orange, which is a very soft, beautiful peachy orange. And then just to deepen it up at the bottom, burnt ochre. Just a little bit. So it just kind of sort of lifts it, makes it look a little bit less flat. There we go. Easy as that, folks. We've just got a lot of them to do. So for the stalks of the flowers, we can just sharpen them. And oh yeah, I need to show you those little petals too. So let me see. So we've got these little buds over here. These little buds that pop up. So we're going to have to do those too. So see the line where it's like folded over and behind? I'm going to put the orchid going up there. And we'll have it at the bottom here too. And at the top. Then we'll go in with our lavender. And then our wisteria. And then we can just tidy it up, darken it as we need to. So go in with our orchid. We just make sure that we get that dark. Okay, I quite like that. It's lovely and subtle and soft. So let's just do another one. So I'm going to choose the petal. This one's behind this time. So I'm putting my orchid in there. A little bit at the base of that one. Then in with our lavender. I just like how soft it looks compared to the dark background and the shock of the blue. And then we've got the butterflies that we can really pep things up with. Okay, we might as well do this last little one here as well. So let's make this one behind. So I'm putting the dark colour in. A little bit at the base. Then our lavender. And then our wisteria. Beautiful. Really lovely. And it just, I don't know, just changes up each time you do it. So for the stems, I thought we would use, we might take this one as well. Just sharpening that. So I think we'll use the pea green. So if we go in, there's not a lot to play with here. So if we go in with the pea green there, and on that little bit there, and then use our chromium oxide green just to deepen that up. Okay, then down the stem we're going to use the dark teal. So it blends with that black, but it's not obliterated. You can still see that there's a stalk there. So let's do that again. So pea green, chromium oxide green. That there. That needs a little bit of pea green poking out. And then our dark teal. There we go. So I think all our stems will be done like that. Now you could go back over with the chromium oxide green and change that so it looks more like the leaves like we did. But I don't think it's really necessary. I don't think it will show. I'm trying to find my brush. I don't think it will show that much. So if we just do very quickly, just trying to think, is there any other different shapes that I haven't shown you? No? And we, the leaves I'm probably going to do like those, but I'll leave those for now and we will make a decision when I get there. So I'm going to go off, as usual. I'm going to go off and get all these beautiful little pink flowers done. I think that's going to look so cool, isn't it? It's going to make those blues really stand out again. I'm going to get all these little pink purple flowers done, and then we'll join back up. See you in a second. Okay, all the little pink flowers and the centres coloured in, and I've done the stems. So, I did practice on the little buzzy bee up here. So let's come in and have a look at here. We've only got a few more elements left to do. And then, well, I've done this side of the page. Excuse me. Right. So remember the centre of the flower colours that we used, which was goldenrod, cadmium orange, and burnt ochre. We're going to use those on the buzzy bee. So I'm going to go in with goldenrod first on his little bottom. I hope you can see this. I'll try and keep my thumb out of the way because it's so teeny tiny spaces. So I'm just going in both edges and leaving the centre free, and then going in with the cadmium orange, and then a little bit of the burnt ochre, just sort of bring out that shape like we did with the centre of the flowers. So we'll do the same on the miss a stripe and do a stripe. So we'll do the edges, and then just fill in with our cadmium orange, and then a little bit of the burnt sienna. Okay, one more. So goldenrod, cadmium orange, and then a little bit of burnt sienna. Okay, now we're going to do dark browns for his body because obviously the background's black and you won't see it. So I've got dark umber and I've got light umber. And we're just simply going to go in with the dark umber, lessen it off as we get towards the centre, and then go in with our light umber and finish that off. There we go, and we can deepen that up on those edges, just so that highlight of light umber stands out a bit more. I think it's going to look very cute. And then on top of his head, we'll do the dark umber at the bottom, light umber, and then he can have little goldenrod eyes, like that. And then I'm taking cobalt teal blue for the wings, and I'm just really lightly going to put some colour in there and just let it fade out to nothingness. Just so it goes really pretty with the flowers, but gives us that subtle hint of colour. So we'll do that this side. So a little bit more colour there, and then just let it fade out into that white, so it's almost nothing. There we go. And I think he just looks adorable. How's that? One little bumblebee. Okay, we've got the leaves now to do around... Am I making it fuzzy? I hope not. We've got the leaves to do around the plants, so around the little pink purple flowers. So I've got chromium oxide green, and I'm going to put some of that in the bottom. So I'm going to use the same combo we did for these leaves. So chromium oxide green into pea green, and then we're going to take the we're going to go straight into pale green. Can't see because the light on the silver lettering. So they're going to look the same as those. So we'll just do one more. So we're going to do chromium oxide green, pear green, or pea green, sorry, I keep calling it pear green, and pale green. That, and it will just keep it nice and consistent. I might put some little buzzing dots from the bumblebees. We will see. So I haven't planned the butterflies yet. I'm going to go off and finish the little buzzy bees. Just going to blend that a bit better. Finish the little buzzy bees and the leaves, and we'll meet back up with the plan to do our gorgeous butterflies. Let's come out and have a look. So this is where we are. So I'll have all the leaves done and the little buzzy bees, and then we'll meet back up. See you in a sec. Right, folks, we are so nearly there. Now, I've got the butterflies left, so I just hope that I don't fluff it up. And I've just noticed one teeny tiny little leaf over here, so I'll get that done, otherwise I'll forget the colours. And I'll have to go back and watch my video, and it's very annoying. Excuse me. There we go. All right. I just hope I don't fluff this up, because I've decided to incorporate the blues and the greens into this, but leave the pink out. So we'll see if it works. So let's come in. This is the one I've practiced, so let's do this one. What colours have I got now? Let's see. I have got, for the actual wings themselves, I've got Delft blue, cornflower blue, and I've got lime green. Yes, I know, it sounds awful, but let's just try. Okay, we're going to come in a bit closer. There we go. So I'm going to take the Delft blue, and all this pattern around the outside I'm going to leave out. So the Delft blue is going in here. On this bit of wing. Just going to do them one section at a time so you can see what I'm doing. So we'll get that nice and rich colour of the Delft blue in there. And we're going to bring that out and start fading it off here. Just so that extends. And up in this little tiny gap here. Just so that extends out. Okay. Right, now we are switching to the cornflower blue. So I'm going to backtrack over that. What colour was it? Delft blue. And I'm going to come out with this. It's a nice subtle colour. But we want those two to blend. And I'm going to bring it out really softly. Right up. Try and avoid some of those little designs, because we're going to go over that with a different colour. Really softly all the way up. Really softly towards the end there. And then we're going to go in with our lime green. Now the reason I've gone all the way up is to stop it being too bright in your face. But when we blend these together, they're just stunning together. Well, I think they are anyway. With this page, with the colours we've got. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in with my cornflower blue and just play with that blend a little bit further, and then back in with the green. So we get this beautiful transition from blue into green. Now I know people say it should never be seen, but in my opinion, they just work beautifully together. Look at that. Okay, let's do this wing. I'm going to come down into this page because it will be hard to replicate it if I just stop. So we're going back in with our Delft blue. We're going to get that nice and rich blue going. So we fill up that section and try and find that little gap in there. Oh, it's making my eyes screwy. Okay, we'll bring that out. We'll start to fade it off like we did before. Just fade it gently out. And then we'll go into our cornflower blue. And we'll backtrack over that. So we get that really nice blend. It's going to be difficult here on this one, isn't it? It's going to be a bit of a pain. because of that, the fold, and I've got the book as open as I can possibly get it. So I'm just covering all that in that cornflower blue, just really lightly again on that edge. And then we'll go in with our lime green. Back in with the cornflower. Oh, it's so annoying when you can't get down in that little edge, isn't it? Okay. There we go. That's probably as good as I'm going to get it. Oops, sorry. Probably as good as I'm going to get it. Because of that crease in the page. But go back in with the... I'm just deepening that up. Now, what I don't know what to do is whether to do... No, we're going to stick with it. So we're going to bring the Delft blue down here, avoiding those outside trims. Going to leave a little edge there for our dark colour. So I've just left a little edge there so I can go in with a darker colour, which is going to be our edging. I would have done orange and black, but I've got a black background, so I have to consider that. Okay, bring that down. Let's go in with our cornflower blue, blend that through nicely. And then we'll softly, around this bit, put that blue in so we can go over with our lime green. And blend those, that's a horrible blend. Blend those through. And if you're gentle, it just does it for you. Go back over with the cornflower. They just blend so beautifully. Look at that, isn't that pretty? What a beautiful blend. Last one. So I'm just going to leave a little gap there so I can go in with some dark. Fill up that, same as we did this side. Just make sure that's nice and dark. We could always go back in with a darker blue. Okay, we'll go up that edge. Avoid that little line there. And then let it lessen out. Okay, we'll go in with our cornflower blue. So everything about this page takes ages. It's lovely though. I've really enjoyed doing it. Not having to worry about colours once I'd worked them out. So we'll go back in with our Delft blue just to deepen that up. Just deepen that up a little bit further. And then we'll go in with our jade green. Oh, is it jade green? No, lime green. My apologies. Back to our cornflower blue. There we go. We'll help the two blend. Perfect. Right. Pleased with that. Okay, so we've got two very dark. I've got a purple and a violet blue. So I've got cobalt violet and I've got violet blue. This will be for our edging. So I want the, cobalt violet. Can you see what I'm doing? So that little gap that I left, I'm going to put that cobalt violet in there. So we will have a little bit of violet, but these little tiny spaces are all cobalt violet. And in here, let's get those lovely little shapes that Johanna's given us. In there. Okay. And these shapes I'm doing dark as well. That will contrast with that lovely lime green. There we go. Right, now I'm going to bring up this dark round here. And when we get to this first little section, I'm going to start to fade it out. We're going to do that here. And then start to fade it out on that section there. And then there's not a lot of difference in colour in the two. But I am going to then blend in violet blue. So we do get a little bit of that purple, but just a very different shade to our flowers. What do you think? Should we do that again? Look, got my Posca, I can see. Just fill that little gap in there. Okay, let's do this section while I wait for that Posca to dry. So we take our, put you on camera, Lucy. We take our cobalt violet, which is our darkest, and we make sure this edge is filled in. And that little gap there, that helps to divide our wings out. Like that. So they don't all just join and merge into one. In there, and we'll do that round there too. Although I've coloured over it, so it makes it a bit harder. There we go. Are you on camera? You're very close, so I have to remember to keep checking. Okay, so we're going to come down here, like we did on the last one, and we're going to bring this dark purple out on the first one and start to fade it out on the second. We'll do the same on this one. Nice and dark there. And then fade it out. Okay, then we'll go in with our violet blue and blend that through. Little bit of a contrast, not too much. Okay, so that's how we're going to do all of that. Now, I don't know whether to do the body in the browns that we use the bumblebees, or, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then we're going to put the violet blue in the centre of that. Okay, so that will be cobalt violet, our dark colour, around that edge. Get that really nice and dark. And then just our cobalt blue in there. Is it cobalt? No, violet blue even. There we go. So then we can just go back over and fiddle and faff until we're completely satisfied. All right. So I'm going to go off and do the other two butterflies in exactly the same manner. And then I'll come back and we'll decide on the body. And then I want to do like sort of a little buzzy bee trails off the bumblebee's bottoms. And we've got our, you couldn't see any of that, could you? So let's come out. I think he looks beautiful. I think it probably needs brown in there maybe. But I love it. So yeah, I want to do a little buzzy bee trail off of the bumblebee's bottoms. And we've got the key to do. So let me go off and do those in exactly the same manner, and I'll meet you back here in a second. Okay, folks, I've done the butterflies. And I think what I'm going to do is the bodies are very similar to the insides of, well, like our buzzy bee, actually. So we're going to have a dark body, and then I'm going to do some detailing. We've still got the little key to do, and I want to put some little buzzy bee lines in. So if we come down to this butterfly, this is the one we started with. I've got dark umber, light umber, and I've also got goldenrod. So let's just try. So if we take it section by section, and we go dark umber, Oh, suddenly thought you might not have been on camera. Dark umber there. And we'll do dark umber here on his head as well. And then let's go into light umber. Let's see, I don't know if we need to... We could try a little bit of goldenrod in there just to sort of brighten it up a bit. There we go. And let's do the same here. So dark umber, and we'll bring that up. Yes, as you can see. Like this. And then we'll go into light umber. We will put detailing on there so it's not all going to be lost. And then we'll go in with a little bit of that goldenrod just to lift it up. Okay. That's that. Right. Now, just to jazz him up a little bit more, I've got a Jelly Roll Moonlight here. Unfortunately, they don't have names, but it's like a blue turquoise colour. Pretty much good match for that. So, he's going to have little blue eyes. Well, it's quite a bright blue. And I'm going over the antenna. Now, you don't have to do this, but the reason I'm doing that is I accidentally went over some in black when I was filling it in. Okay. So he's got blue antenna. Now, I'm just going to put some little blue dots to section his little body off. Don't overdo it, Lucy. I'm just going to put another dot in there just to lift that a little bit. Okay. Should we do the other one together just quickly? I don't think it doesn't take too long, does it? And then I've got to do one more off camera. Okay, so dark umber up to this section here. Light umber. Then our little bit of goldenrod. Just lifts that colour a bit. Then we'll do dark umber. So we get the body sections off. Light umber. And then goldenrod. Oops. It's because they've been in my hands, they've got warm. There we go. Then we'll take the blue pen again. Now this is it. Look, I've lost his antenna. So I'm just going to have to draw them back in. And you can have his little blue eye. And I've got to try and... That's not bad. Bit wonky, but it's fine. And then I'm going to put the little blue dots in his body. Just to section him off. Why not going on there? Okay. Alright. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go and finish. Well, actually, should we just do it? I'll get it done. Let's just do it. So dark umber. Otherwise it's more editing. Takes it longer to get up to you. So dark umber. Light umber. And goldenrod over that. Just going to do that dark umber again. Okay. And then take my blue pen and give it the detailing that the others have got. Because I just like the symmetricalness of this page. There we go. All right. They're done. We have got my key. You can do yours however you want to do yours, but I am going to make it stand out with this Uniball Signo. And it is a Mitsubishi pencil company. And it's just silver, but boy, does it have a punch. And again, I slightly went over my key. So I'm going around there like that. we go. And then we're going to put some little detailed flying lines in. There's my little key done. And he'll be nice and shimmery when he's... Don't know if you can pick the light up in here. But, right, Buzzy Bee. So I've got an acrylic yellow pen. This is from this set, which I did, was kindly gifted. They're really nice pens. You can see the acrylic paint inside. You can shake them. And they've got different nibs. This one's got a round one, but you can get the chisel nib if you turn the nib round. So what I'm going to do is just give him some Buzzy Bee lines, like he's been busy, flying about. Let's bring that round. There we go. Buzzy Bee lines. We'll do some here on this little bumblebee. Where's this one been? Over to this flower. There we go. Might need one there, might I? Yeah. Any more Buzzy Bees? Yeah, there's one at the top here. Where's this little fella been? I think he's been all the way down to this flower. There. Okay, so it just adds a little bit of interest. And then I'm going to do the same with the butterflies. So I'm going to use the same pen that we used, the Jelly Roll Moonlight pen, and I'm just going to give him a little trail. Let's see, down to this flower maybe. Get my pen re-rolling. There we go. And maybe a couple in there. We've got this Buzzy Bee down, butterfly, not Buzzy Bee. We're done with the Buzzy Bees. Where's this trail going to lead us? Let's see. Let's backtrack on ourselves. Up here. And maybe all the way up to that blue flower. And then we've got the last one. It's a very busy garden, this one. Where's he going to go to? Let's go down to... Did you see that? I went down to those little buds. Okay. I think we're finished. Let's come out and have a look. Here we go. If I move you up slightly. So we've got little Buzzy Bee lines and where the butterflies flown. I adore this page. I love it. The Artex pencils work like a dream on this paper. I will revisit this side, but it takes such a long time to do. When I was ill, I'd started this, like I said at the beginning of the video, and then just sort of abandoned it. My plan was to do one page myself and bring it you complete and then do this page, but it didn't happen. So I hope you don't mind that we've done it this way. I'm thrilled to bits with it. I think for a wallpaper page, it's just perfect how it's come out. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have a go, please send me pictures. I love to see that people have done it, and I'm not just talking out there into the ether. I know I'm not. I know there's many of you that really care. So anyway, I'll stop my incessant wittering and I'll let you go. Have a wonderful evening, and until we meet again in the very near future, my beautiful friends, take really good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.